Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin long positions on Bitfinex are at all-time highs, with over $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin flowing into these long positions over the past 1 month. So in this video, I'll be talking more about that and what it means for Bitcoin moving forward, and I'll also be covering some brand new Bitcoin patterns in just a moment, so definitely stick around. Just starting off on the daily Bitcoin chart, and if you're looking at the daily candle closes, we've clearly seen lower lows in the price action, but higher lows in the daily RSI in the somewhat shorter term here, which is obviously a bullish divergence. And this is actually different from that other bullish divergence I've been talking about in my recent Bitcoin update videos here on the 2-day time frame, because this is looking at the January low all the way down to the recent low, whereas this on the daily time frame is zoomed right into just the shorter term price action. But either way, due to these two bullish divergences that we're seeing on these two different time frames, like I've been saying recently on the channel, I do not expect a lot of bearish price action in the immediate short term. Talking about a major dump like this, for example, I don't expect a move like that anytime soon, because a bullish divergence simply means we're seeing reduced bearish momentum, which is why we're seeing mostly sideways choppy price action over the past 1 week or so as expected. But looking at the Bitcoin long positions over on the Bitfinex exchange, right now these are at all-time high levels. And this right here, by the way, is on the 3-day time frame. So if you're looking at over the past 1 month, around 46,650 Bitcoin have entered into new Bitcoin long positions over the past 1 month just on Bitfinex. And at the current Bitcoin price at the time of recording this video, that equates to around $1.4 billion US. And if you watched my last Bitcoin update video, in that video, I talked about the percentage of Bitcoin short positions on the Bybit exchange, and how when it comes to those short positions on Bybit, normally when we see more people shorting Bitcoin, that is simply bullish for the Bitcoin price based on history. But that metric that I covered in yesterday's Bitcoin update video didn't show the exact amount of money sitting in short positions. It showed the percentage of Bitcoin short positions on Bybit, which basically means how many people or how many accounts on Bybit are shorting Bitcoin compared to the amount of accounts longing Bitcoin on Bybit once again. And as some of you might already know, when it comes to trading, the majority normally loses, leaving a smaller group of traders with a lot of money, which is why when the percentage of Bitcoin short positions is at an all-time high, it means a lot of people are shorting Bitcoin, and usually means we're in for some sort of bullish move sometime soon according to history. But this chart right here actually shows the amount of Bitcoin sitting in long positions, not the amount of people longing Bitcoin. And so for all we know, this could just be a few Bitcoin whales longing Bitcoin while the majority are still shorting Bitcoin, like I discussed yesterday. And in fact, if you look at the history of these Bitcoin long positions on the Bitfinex exchange and what normally happens around the Bitcoin price during these different spikes and dumps in the long positions, taking a look at this chart right here, that shows exactly that. So on the top half of this chart, we have the Bitcoin price on the 3-day time frame, and on the bottom half, we have the Bitcoin long positions on the Bitfinex exchange on the same 3-day time frame. And apart from the recent spike that we've seen over the past 1 month or so in these Bitcoin long positions, the only other time over the past couple of years where we've seen a significant spike in these Bitcoin long positions on this Bitfinex exchange was back during the middle of last year. As you can see, we saw a massive surge in Bitcoin long positions going into all of this bearish price action. And then right around the 20th of July, these Bitcoin long positions peaked at an all-time high. And that actually happened on the exact day that the Bitcoin price bottomed out after all of this bearish price action, and then it flipped more bullish again. And it was during the bullish times where we saw these Bitcoin long positions reduce their exposure to the market as we traded closer and closer towards all-time highs. And considering Bitfinex isn't that popular of an exchange compared to something like Bybit, for example, and yet we're looking at billions of dollars entering into Bitcoin long positions that have not been liquidated even on this massive dump, that we also saw a similar thing during the middle of last year, even during that May crash. It's quite possible that a lot of the money held up in these Bitcoin long positions are simply whales, aka smart money, that have the funds available to keep adding to these Bitcoin long positions even during the bearish times. And if that's the case, if this is just smart money longing Bitcoin while the majority of accounts on these exchanges are shorting Bitcoin, then this could end up being more of a bullish signal than a bearish one, like what we saw in the middle of last year once again. And now zooming all the way into the 4-hour Bitcoin chart to take a quick look at this brand new Bitcoin pattern, which is of course a symmetrical triangle pattern. And this type of pattern by itself isn't really bullish or bearish. Now, sometimes you can take into consideration the trend as we entered into the pattern. And so in this case, the probability of the outcome for this pattern could sway in the bear's favor. But with that being said, we really just need to wait for a breakout either above resistance or below support in order to activate the next technical price target. And right now, this resistance line is coming into play at around 30.3k approximately, and this line of support is coming into play at around 29.4k approximately. And so we need to see a confirmed break of one of those levels with something like a 4-hour candle close, for example. And ideally, if we can also see some more confirmation like a retest, that would be even better, but we don't necessarily need to see that retest. It's just the more confirmation we see, the more confident we can be in the price target getting met. And speaking of the price target, if we break out to the upside, then that gives us a technical price target up towards around 36,000. But if we break support with confirmation, then that gives us a technical price target down towards around 25,000, basically revisiting these previous lows that we set around a week ago. And for the Bitcoin traders out there, it does not matter whether or not we break out to the upside or to the downside, because we can make money either way. And if you want to know how to do that, check out the video in the top left of your screen, or as another option to make more money in crypto, check out the video in the bottom left of your screen to earn passive income. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.